Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Glad to have you here. This is something that I've never shown on this channel before. Not in campaign. This is a siege battle, Battle of Averheim, and the Empire and their Dwarven allies will be protecting this city from the Wood Elves and from Bretonia. The Lady of the Lake has joined forces with Orion, and they're coming to burn the Empire to the ground and make some fertilizer. So, I just want to say, amazing, amazing map. Oh my god, it's just so beautiful. But, like, with these battles, you can't go defend that or put troops up on these walls and shoot down or really do anything. You just can't interact with all this wonderful art that they have. The skulls, I love the skulls and the man, just like a beautiful city, and they obviously spent a long time making these maps, but there's so little you can interact with, and it's very very sad, and that's why I'm looking forward to some more of these custom maps so we can really experience Warhammer and what it's supposed to be. But I thought I hadn't played one of these almost ever, so I decided to hop in, and I have a very defensive Empire army here. I have a Flying Goon Squad Empire Captain, General of the Empire, Amber Wizard, with no spells. My spells is going to be this Grey Wizard with Pit of Shades to try and do a lot of the damage for my army. I have 2 mortars, 2 great swords, one is over there. I got 2 crossbowmen, 2 halberdiers, and 4 spearmen. I have 1 warrior priest of Sigmar. I have the silver bullets, and I have 2 tattersouls. We're gonna hop over here to the dwarven, my dwarven ally. He has a grudge thrower here, a thunderer, a 2nd unit of thunderer, 4 units of thunderers here. Definitely a lot of ranged firepower. A 2nd grudge thrower, a flame cannon, a master engineer up on the walls. He has a Iron Drakes, 2 Iron Drake flamethrower units, and he's got 3 Longbeards with great weapons and Thorgrim Grudge Bearer. Sorry, 4 units of Longbeards with great weapons. And he has 1 Thunderer over here on my side. We'll next go to the Bretonian player. He's got, wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units of Grail Knights. That's incredible. You rarely see them in such great numbers. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 units of men-at-arms with polearms, 2 field trebuchets, and Leon Leoncoeur on a barded warhorse over here. As for the elf player, he's got 6 Glade Guard with Starfire shafts, heavily vetted up. He's got 7 units of Eternal Guard, all vetted up to rank 2. He's got 2 Wildwood Rangers vetted up to rank 3, and he's got a Spellsinger of Shadows, and somebody you don't see very often. Your Orion is going to be leading this assault. Nice to see him. Going to be chucking some spears at the Empire, and he's got 2 Wild Riders with shields. And so I forgot that there were towers that you had to activate here, so my Tattersouls are going to be hopping up on the walls here soon. And my Spearmen supporting that engagement. My Spearmen supporting the middle with the Warrior Priest. My Silver Bullets still stocked, so they won't get shot. Yeah, I don't know. These didn't really... We only have rank 1 towers, so they don't really do anything. There's no way it's gonna die before it gets here. So I don't know what I was thinking. I just kind of got my own flatulence killed here. But you can see the Wild Riders coming in here, starting to batter down the gate. Exposed flank to probably the guys on the walls. What it's thinking. I need to drop this gate here and behead some stags. So here you can see I'm spreading out my Tattersalls really thin, just trying to stop any units that get up on the walls. And just limiting the amount of damage that the Starfire shafts can do. And the point of these unbreakable units is just to be here and be annoying. But I definitely should not have put them on the wall. These towers did almost nothing to help me in this battle. I do have some crossbowmen moving up to kind of shoot as they enter the walls, and a second unit here. And I'm also bringing up my Lore of Shadows. And I'm going to start doing some good damage here to these Wild Riders. I wish you could pick up the cavalry and throw them, but that would be much too complicated of a model. But you can see here incredible damage to these two very expensive units. My Flagellants over here. Oh, another Pit of Shades, but this time just on my Spearmen. Not going to do too much. They're pretty lightweight, very low armored, but definitely going to do some damage. Over here, I didn't expect his Wildwood Rangers to get down here so fast, so my Silver Bullets are being useless. But my Silver Bullets here are going to turn around and have some great opening volleys into the non-shielded Wildwood Rangers. So I get a volley. Now I'm going to fall back some more. And I'm going to bring my heroes in here. There you can see the Warhounds of Orion or whatever coming down. Great flanking shots. This is an amazing moment here. Definitely a turning of the tide of this siege. I'm shooting into the back of these Wildwood Rangers, and now I'm going to drop another Pit of Shades right on these Wildwood Rangers and just completely annihilate these guys. Just, oh boy. Two very expensive units being shot, and just they're done. You can see, I wish we could see how many kills this guy has. Here he's going to be casting something, but I'm gonna move out of his range. He's going to catch just the edge of my unit in a Pit of Shades, so you definitely got to watch out for that whenever there's a Lore of Shadows on the field. But you can see very expensive unit, very expensive spell, basically not used there. This is not the best fight for my heroes, but I am firing in with my mortars, and I just need to get out of this fight. Like, that's a lot of anti-large damage there. I just wasn't going to be able to hold this position without something to slow them down. So I brought up my halberdiers, my crossbowmen are firing in, and now these spearmen are coming, charging my line. So I'm going to get one volley off, and then pull back. Oh god, the mortar just took out one of them. My halberdiers here, holding the line, and I'm going to turn these crossbowmen around and start shooting into the flank of these units. It's definitely the only way I'm going to kill them. My halberdiers are not going to do very well. And again, I don't know what this is, but I'm going to dodge it. I think it's one of Orion's spells, and he really wants to get those handgunners off the field, which makes sense. You can see my Warrior Priest of Sigmar over here, still just kind of holding down the fort. But Orion is coming into this fight, and he's going to do great against these low armored infantry of my main line of halberds, essentially here. And since he's not large, I can't shoot in there with my halberdiers. Here, I'm going to get another Pit of Shades off on some Glade Guard with Starfire shafts. Just trying to do some damage, take away some ammunition. But you can see here, I tried to come in here with my heroes, but he just has too many archers, so I'm taking a lot of damage, probably unnecessarily, right there. Over here, it looks like some Grell Knights are exploiting a hole in the wall and charging in. Wow, that is just a tide. The problem with some of these multiplayer battles, some people don't really try too hard. Some handgunners are firing in over my halberdiers, but you can see my main line is just breaking because Orion can do so much damage. Yeah, has a huge amount of damage potential there. I don't know what's wrong with my mortars, but they're like almost not exploding. My crossbowmen here, exhausted, are going to be running away. My spearmen reform over here. And I've brought in some spearmen to kind of hold back Orion and his wild riders. So here, again, Hounds of Orion are coming in here. He tries to cast something on my crossbowman, but I'm not really going to make it out of there. Some good damage there. I'm not taking out any models, luckily. I'm sorry about the sound. I don't know what's going on. My mortars over here are having a really hard time just firing, which is messing up their pathfinding. I probably would not bring 2 next time. Over here I can see my dwarf ally needs some help. So you know what I'm going to cast. Start doing some good damage to these, mostly that unit. Just send some elves tumbling. It's definitely what you're looking for with the Pit of Shades. But not actually dropping that many models, just doing a lot of health point damage. And again, he's just slow. He keeps trying to get my silver bullets, and I managed to get out of that mostly. You can see like 5 dudes being tossed around. Arcane Conduit being popped. I finally had to move some great swords in. And my mortar here, it was pathfinding issues. This is really strange. The sound. Oh well, whatever. I guess we just gotta live. And I'm holding my heroes back in reserve here. You can see I think I used my potion, so he's mostly healed up. And I'm just trying to figure out how I can deal with Orion without like opening myself up to a ton of Starfire Shaft fire. So I don't really know what to do. The final amounts of Grail Knights are being cleaned up over here. They're actually doing a good amount of damage, taking out these flame cannons and such. Very, very strange. But they're going to get in here, I guess, to the Grudge Throwers. And again, another spell coming in, and I'm just going to barely avoid it, or most of it. And I'm trying to line my handgunners up to fire at Orion, but my own men are in the way, and so it's just not really working out very well. They over here, Longbeards with great weapons, holding down these Eternal Guard. And I'm going to pull some spearmen in, and I believe it's time for me to try and deal with Orion. So I'm going to be coming down here. Nice charge. But I really don't want to stay in there too long. One hit could really take out my Empire Captain, which would not be good at all. But you can see I'm opening myself up to this fire. Yeah, you can see my mortar's just not... This must have been a really glitchy game because it was hitting the ground but not exploding. So definitely not the best use of money there. There you can see he does end up downing my Empire Captain. Or maybe it was the hail of bullets. But I do pull out and bring some of my wounded units back in. You can see my Grey Wizard took a lot of damage in that fight. But as long as he's barely alive, that's good for me. My crossbowmen firing in, trying to finish him off. But just not being able to. Over here, Wild Riders are going to take out that Grudge Thrower. And I think Bretonia's still got a lot of troops over here, which is not good. So yeah, you can see, wow, that is so sad. You know how many kills I would be getting here? I was wondering why they weren't dying to my mortars. That is just outrageous. And with the sound glitches, like, this is no fun without the music. But anyways, you can see it's kind of like the cleanup operations here. I have taken a ton of damage, especially in my handgunners. One of my mortars is gone, and I don't really have very much infantry left. One of my heroes is down, and so he's going to try bringing around this way, and he's going to be firing into my halberdiers and my greatswords, and there's really nothing I can do about it, which is sad. He is bringing troops around here, and I'm going to be bringing some greatswords to answer him. And you can see a lot of his units coming in here. Horn of the Wild Hunt, huge charge bonus. And as these final Eternal Guard with Spears, I think this is the final Pit of Shades. Just amazing in sieges. as this huge clump of elves is just sent flying. Oh, he drags them backwards. They get torn up. Oh boy, just annihilated. And now I think I'm going to bring my heroes in to kind of finish it off. Let's watch these mortars be sad again. Just takes out one dude each time, I guess. That's so sad. More repeated charges. You can see my greatswords. This is just too much armor-piercing damage. The Eternal Guard do have armor-piercing damage, so where are my heroes? Here they come. I'm going to get a nice rear charge into this blob. And with the leadership penalties of Blood Roar and Terror, I'm going to be able to rout most of these units here, especially with a rear charge. Coming in straight at Orion, trying to finish him off. But there is close archer support, so something that is not the best. Here I try and pull my greatswords out of this, but it doesn't really work. They do take some good damage from that spell. But I do finish off Orion, thankfully, finally. And my spearmen are doing off with these very injured Eternal Guard as these final volleys of archer fire are expended. He's actually going to pop them up on the wall, which is not a bad idea if they still had ammo left. You can see retreating, my greatswords coming in. My spearmen just seeing off. These guys, I still have a full health unit of crossbowmen, but they are running out of ammo. And my silver bullets have some ammo as well. You can see this crossbowman very depleted, but still has a lot of models and a decent amount of ammo. So I'll be using that. As the Bretonnians finally advance, their Grail Knight charge having been somehow repulsed. But, you know, the dwarf doesn't really have much left. He's got some longbeards with great weapons. He's got one full unit. He's got very depleted unit of Thunderers, one full unit of Thunderers. He's got his Master Engineer, who's coming out here and dueling Leonleo Kerr. Probably not the fight the Master Engineer wants to be in, especially with Leonleo Kerr's regeneration. Any damage he does here is going to be completely negated. The Master Engineer is useful, oh boy, in combat when he is not the primary target. Like when they're trying to kill the Rune Lord, you can have this Master Engineer in there just to throw his armor-piercing weight around. But here he's just going to get beaten up so badly that it really does not help very much. Bretonnians are going to come in, see all of their heroes cut down, and they're going to walk right into some Thunderer fire. Or not. Yeah, just a couple bullets. These Thunderers are going to try and run away. I think Thorgrim's going to get in there. Yeah, they're coming after Thorgrim. That's lucky. I would have definitely gone after those Thunderers with this armor-piercing damage. Now you can turn around, hopefully. Oh no, he's breaking some off, so that is good. He's not just letting them do whatever they want. My mortars coming in here. Oh, they explode. Maybe I just need to be shooting at the walls. The Lore of Shadows is coming in here. I'm trying to pepper her with crossbow fire, but she's gonna finish off the remnants of my mortar crew before she breaks herself with the presence of my heroes nearby. You can see some of his units actually coming around here, so that's something I have to be aware of as Thorgrim kind of fights off the peasants. This is ridiculous. Leonleo Kerr bursting open the gates and coming after Thorgrim. Thorgrim is not going to like this fight. There's a lot of armor-piercing damage here. And Thorgrim's not the best melee fighter. Over here, some range units in melee with the pole arms. Oh god. My handgunner's running away here from some men-at-arms with pole arms. And my crossbowmen are skirmishing with everybody who's still coming in. My heroes just kind of flying around, going where they're needed. I don't want to engage them too much. Some Longbeards with great weapons. I don't know why they're not over here saving their general, but Thorgrim gets murdered. And so it's actually surprisingly pretty close at this point. Balance of power not in our favor. There's a lot of pole arms left. Luckily, I'd still have a little bit of ammo. Terrible mortars. I don't know what's going on. That's crazy. I wonder how much easier this would have been with functioning mortars. My crossbowmen are going to open fire. But there's no one to support these guys, so even though they're pretty... This one's at least pretty full health. All it's going to take is one rear charge. And there they go, terrified off the field. Luckily. You can see, still have out of ammo trebuchets over there. And as these halberdiers just walk up the port, oh god, that could have annihilated that whole group there. Oh, the mortar. So as these halberdiers come up, my silver bullets are going to get some shots in. And they're not going to like that at all. They're going to be cut down in droves as my mortar fails to work. God. But over here, Leon Kerr is kind of blazing his own path to glory. He's going to come over here. I think he's going to cut back around, actually. My handgunner's running away. Mortar getting caught on a building. My handgunner's running away. Hopefully they can keep out of range. You can see they're just completely useless. Mortars. Not going to bring them in a siege again. Though my crossbowmen are opening fire here into the... And this is the target they're going to like the most. Kind of why I brought them. Low armored units between Bretonia and elves is pretty common. Here I'm going to bring in my Grey Wizard. I'm out of mana, so he doesn't really matter. And I'm going to be bringing in all my heroes with some halberdiers and some great swords to try and finish off Leon Kerr. You can see here, routed my spearmen very quickly, but we do have some Longbeards close behind. Some great swords holding them down. But really the crux of this fight is Leon Kerr, and you can see I've been doing good damage, but there goes my Amber Wizard. Luckily, he gets away. Leon Kerr still in the fight, great swords wavering, but so is Leon Kerr. And having the Grey Wizard in there is definitely going to help, and having a General of the Empire with huge armor-piercing damage. And there they go. He's going to shatter. And that's going to be the end of that. Here, yay, the music's back. But definitely interesting battle. Not the highest of quality, but definitely very fun. You can see here, even though it didn't explode, it still got 43 kills, which is pretty impressive. Good kills here on all my range units, 86, 99, up to Chevron for these two, 112 on the silver bullets. Those are pretty strong units they were firing into. Great swords doing pretty well. This one not so much. The halberdiers not so much either. But you can see most of my kills coming from my range units, one of my great swords, and my hero squad. 122 on the Grey Wizard, not including a ton of HP damage. 106, 76, 42. Definitely amazing stuff there. I wish I could click on the dwarves, see what they did. I want to see how much the Grail Knights did as well. You can see Orion here doing a ton, 170 kills. Good kills on most of these Glade Guard. Wild Riders definitely not used to their utmost. They got singled out by a Pit of Shades and my silver bullets pretty early on. Good kills on some of these guys, but also not on some of the others. And for Spellsinger of Shadows, you saw how amazing Pit of Shades is, but I was able to just dodge most of them with some awareness of the battle. And he kept going after my silver bullets, which was nice. Anyways, good game to my opponents, and thanks for watching. That's that.